Hey, friend, welcome back to another episode of Ash to Dusk. I'm Ashley Marina, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for being here. Our podcast just continues to grow, and everything that I'm learning about this is it's a slow process, but we are reaching other continents and countries that I just like. India? Really? Thanks for being here, guys. I'm just excited. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. All right. Today I am in a different robe. And if you haven't been here from the beginning and you're new, you're probably like, who's this person on the internet sitting in a robe talking? And here's the thing, it's so intentional. I wear so many different outfits and juggle many hats, probably just like you. So if I'm doing a keynote speaking engagement, I'm more dressed up. If I'm in a kitchen helping a school partner, I look like I work in the kitchen, right? As a mom, I might just have my clothes thrown on at a sideline, like at the baseball game with my hair thrown up, looking so disheveled. My baseball family knows they have seen me at my worst. And for me, I love a robe. I love waking up in the morning and just putting on a cozy robe and not feeling like super rushed to have to start my day. At the end of my day, I like to put on a robe. And for me, I was like, you know what? When we have conversations, I just want us to be in a cozy corner of our home. I am inviting you and encouraging you to do the same thing. I think we can do some intentional work when we feel most comfortable. So maybe for you, it's not a robe. Maybe for you, it's sweatpants and a hoodie, or you are most comfortable dressing up. Whatever that is for you, hey, that's fine. You do you, my friend. But I'm in a robe. Now, back to the robe. I am not on brand. So if you look at most of my episodes, I have a couple of robes and they're just very neutral. They're brown and like champagne color. But this one I've had for a little while now and I don't wear it often, but I am trying to just dress for how I feel. I'm excited for spring. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm over the winter here in Ohio. I'm over the cold and the snow and the gray skies. And the thing is that's out of my control. I cannot control that. But what I can control is how I show up. I can control what I look like, and I can change the way I feel by simply putting on something different. And so this robe has pink in it, and it's more bright. It just reminds me of spring. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna change the robe that I wear for this episode. So it brings me to the topic of dress for the job that you wish you had. Dress for the person that you want to become. This was something that I was taught many, many years ago from my mentor, Wendy, and I've shared a lot about her in my keynotes. And one day I'll do an episode very, very specific to her. But I remember being a student worker in the superintendent's office with her, and everyone has, these degrees, they're doctorates or master's degrees, and then there's, a few secretaries that work there, and then myself as a student worker and a receptionist, and I really needed a full-time job, and at that point, I went from being a student worker, and then I became a receptionist after I graduated a few years later, and I just remember saying to her, like, I need to go full time or I'm not going to be able to stay here because I need to be able to pay for daycare and all of the things. And she was like, make them need you, Ashley. Make them need you. Dress the part. Do all the things as if you've already arrived to where you want to go. And I really do believe, like, I believe everything she said, it's happened for me. So I've started wearing a little blazer, right? It just gave me more confidence when I would show up in a way that was more elevated. And I want to talk about that today because I saw this also on social media, and I think it was Gary Vee, and he had said, he was talking about like, he kind of predicts that sweatpants are going to go out, because like fashion evolves and it always cycles back. And there was a period of time where you dressed up. You dressed up to go to work and you dressed up to go out to eat. You just didn't go in your sweatpants. And so it's been challenging me a little bit because I have definitely been in my sweatpant mom era a lot lately over the past year. I have never had a work from home job up until the last year and a half. When I gave up my position as a food service director completely, it had allowed me to work from home more, actually, for the first time ever. And I just kind of fell into that whole like, okay, I'll just wear casual, comfy clothes because I'm going to be sitting here. And of course, if I go out, then I'm dressed up a little bit more. And it just had me thinking like, I also used to start my day a lot better than what I do now. So let me explain this. Back in the day when I would have to actually get up every single day to go to work, I had a much better routine because I got up, I got my shower. I always take a morning shower, even when I work from home. But I also put on some makeup a little bit. I don't wear a lot, but I would put on my makeup. I would do my hair. Like I actually got myself ready and I put on nice clothes. Unless if I knew I was going to be in a kitchen, I wore like dresses or just nicer clothes. And that instantly boosted my mood. I instantly felt great in the morning. Now, when I wake up in the morning, I've realized that I have to maybe do a little bit more self talk because I will get in the shower, I put on my robe, I get my kids off to school, and then I just put on sweatpants. And that's basically it for the day. But I didn't do anything to elevate myself. Okay. So I think that there's something around how you show up in the world and what you're wearing. And I know I can already hear some of you saying this. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because you cannot tell me any different that when you see somebody for the first time, you've instantly formed an opinion within the first 5 to 7 seconds on if you're going to like that person or not. And it is purely what they look like and the vibe or the energy that they're giving off. It just is. So, I want to encourage you and thought maybe we could do a little challenge. How about we start waking up in the morning and pretending like we are going to go meet with a person who's going to change our life? That person is going to help us get the job that we want to get, an opportunity that we want. Maybe you're single and you're going to meet the person you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with, but you're a work from home person, okay? Or you go to a job, but you're like, well, Ashley, I work in maybe it's a food service job. I get it, sister. I get it, okay? I understand what it's like when you go work in the kitchen and you put on a hairnet and you can't wear jewelry and you're not really supposed to wear like all this makeup and all these things, right? Because of food contamination. Listen, you can still elevate yourself. You can still elevate yourself. You can still make sure your clothes are clean, that you just look and feel your best. You've washed your face, okay? I've seen people wear hairnets, but they'll still have like a cute little like bow or something that's tucked in underneath of it. I don't know. You can still elevate yourself. And so I want us to challenge each other. I want you to wake up tomorrow morning and pretend that you are going to be meeting somebody who is going to impact your life. Like, that's what I want you to do. So I was talking to my sister. This was like a while ago when I was traveling, and I was like, I took a picture. I was like, oh my gosh, I just like look like a train wreck or something. She's like, I always look nice when I go to the airport because I feel like I never know who I'm going to run into. I was like, you're right. You're right. And I just let that part of me go. So we are going to elevate ourselves this week, my friend. I want you to get up in the morning and I want you to set yourself up for success. Now, here's the thing. If you're like me and you kind of just get overwhelmed by what you should wear, I want you to do this the night before. That's how you set yourself up for success. I want you to plan out, what am I going to wear tomorrow? Do I need to get up and get a shower? Am I going to actually do my hair tomorrow morning? And if you work from home, I still want you to do this. This is the whole point. Even if you have the day off, I want you to get up and I want you to pretend like you are going to meet somebody for the first time who is going to change your life. That's how we're going to show up tomorrow. And I want to be your accountability person. So when you do this, I want you to just take a picture and send it to me. You don't even have to post it for everyone to see. Although, if you do, you're going to inspire someone else to do it. But if you don't feel like posting it and tagging me, and you can tag Ash to Dusk or Ashley Marina, I want you to DM me. Send it to me through a DM on Instagram or Facebook. And I just want to encourage you and be like, heck yeah, man, you did it. You did it. And I want you to try to do it for multiple days in a row. Yeah, I really have felt this lately. Like, it's time to get out of my like sweatpant era. Or if I'm going to do that, how do I elevate maybe my shoes? Do I put on some jewelry? Do I just do my hair instead of it being a greasy mess? And like if you have thinner hair, like sometimes like when you pull it up, it looks bald. Like how can I just look like I have my life together, even if I don't? The other thing I want you to do, aside from focusing on what you do look like and how you're showing up into the world, I want you to remember those I am statements. Now, again, this is not anything revolutionary, anything I've come up with. It's a lot that I've learned from therapy. There are some things in the Bible that talk about I am now differently, right? Like, I am the Almighty. We're not talking about that here. What we are talking about is affirmation for you to show up as the best version of you. If you are a Christian, then you would understand that God wants us to be happy. God wants us to be strong. God wants us to take care of our body as a temple. And if you're not a Christian, you also can use it in a different way, which is the way I'm using it as well, is like, I am confident. I am ready for today. And so I want you to look at yourself in the mirror before you start your day. And I want you to say, I am, and then I want you to fill in the blank. Fill it in. It could be one word, it could be a statement, but I want you to fill it in with something that scares you. Okay? So, for example, if you are not a confident person and you struggle with that, and you look at other people and you're like, I wish I had that confidence, then I want you to say, I am confident. And I want you to say it a few times. And when you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're saying these statements a few times over, it's very, very important that you also say it with some sort of belief. You need to believe what you're saying, even if you kind of don't. So let me kind of unpack that for a second. If you look in the mirror and you say, I am confident, and you have your like arms crossed and you don't look your best, it's not gonna, you're just gonna be like, okay, I'm confident, and that's it. It's not gonna matter. It's not gonna be believable. But if you put yourself together, like we talked about, you stand in front of a mirror and you put your arms off to the side like Superman or Superwoman. And if that's a little too uncomfortable right now to start, you put your arms down to the side, you take your legs about shoulder width apart, and you stand boldly and firmly and you say, I am confident. You don't whisper it, but you say it boldly and firmly. And you practice that, you're going to build your confidence. Now, of course, you have to practice that, right? So being confident means having tough conversations when it's appropriate or needed. It means showing up even when you don't want to. But whoever you want to become, I want you to fill in the I am statement to go with it. And that, my friend, is how you are going to elevate your day and start your week off on the right foot. Now, I want to remind you of something. Speaking of I am, we also have the I am wellness edit that comes out every Wednesday in form of a blog. So if you go to ashleymarina.com, you'll be able to see those blog posts come out every single Wednesday. Now, if you want a deeper dive into what that post is about, if you're signed up for our email, which you can do that at ashleymarina.com, then every Wednesday in your inbox, you're going to receive a free tool or a guide to go along with that blog post. The wellness edit is very focused on reminding you of the most simplest form of self-care and wellness possible. It's just very, very simple and basic information. Because if you are watching this podcast, if you're listening to me, chances are you're working on some pretty audacious goals. And if you're not working on them yet, you have these dreams and you just don't know where to get started, or you've already started. The problem is you keep spiraling into things that don't matter and you forget to take care of yourself. So I am so lucky enough to be surrounded by a couple of dietitians who are my friends, who are on my team, and they are the experts. And more importantly, they're not just experts with a credential of a registered dietitian, they also walk the walk. They are really, really good at doing the things that they preach on. And so they are the ones who are curating all of this for you, because I'm not going to tell you how to be a healthy person because I am still working on that. I still struggle with hypertension. I still struggle with getting stressed out. I still struggle with not eating all the foods that I need to eat and moving my body and all those things. So I created a space to where if I'm going to use them as my resource, then I want to be able to share them with you. And I'm grateful that they are willing to be a part of this with me. And I just wanted you to remember that we are doing so much work for you. And I hope that it resonates. I hope that you can take away something. And I would love to hear from you. Tell me, what are some things that you're loving so far? And maybe what are some things that you would like to hear more about? If you send in a question, I will do an episode around that, and I promise to leave your identity out of it. So, all right, my friend, that was today's episode. It was simple. It was all about just showing up as our best self. You might hear people say your Sunday best for church, but for me, for right now, I am challenging myself to show up as if I have to be camera ready all the time. All right, my friend, until we meet again, keep your light burning from ash to dusk.